Welcome back to Closing Time with Nick El-Tawil. I am still Nick El-Tawil, and I'm here again with my buddy Mike Devinsky. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing wonderful. So you came on last year, and we were talking about your business for rent-to-own properties.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you guys buy properties, and then you look for people who are going to rent them with the intention to eventually own them.
Absolutely.
And it was a unique business model. I'd never heard of that before. I mean, I had heard of it, but I didn't know all the details or why it's beneficial. Because if you own something, you want to rent it out, you should probably want to rent it out forever, right?
Yep.
Well, no. You told me you guys get higher rents because you look for people who maybe they can't qualify for a mortgage, but you can work with them and give them terms that eventually let them to become a homeowner while getting higher returns than normal.
All right, you got this.
Yeah, this was honestly, this was such a great topic, and it was so what's the word?
Eye-opening?
Well, yeah, eye-opening.
Yeah.
So, because I never fully understood it. So
Yeah.
why would you ever rent something to own? Well, now I get it.
It's a very specific. We're solving a specific problem, right? The home affordability crisis. Some people can't qualify for mortgages. Some people don't have the down payment, but they're stuck in this rent cycle where they're forced to rent, and the landlord can decide they want to sell their place a year or two later. They're forced to move. They have no stability, no security in their own home.
And that's my number one reason for telling people why you should buy a home. You get the stability. Landlord's never going to force you to move. They're never going to jack your rent up $1,000.
Yeah, but not everyone has the down payment, and not everyone has the credit score, right?
Right.
Like they're getting harder and harder to qualify for mortgages, and and things happen, right? Silly things like something as simple as one of your kids got sick, right? You racked up maybe tens of thousands of dollars of medical debt you couldn't afford, and you had to declare bankruptcy. Who's going to give you a mortgage now? Your credit score is totally sunk, even though you've been paying your bills the past 4 years on time. Everything else is great. They can't get a mortgage for a while until that falls off. So.
Yeah.
Maybe they want a solution where they can secure a home now. Also, rising prices, right? They might not be able to afford to live in that neighborhood in 10 years. With the way properties have been appreciating, like you've seen it. It's been like a rocket ship.
Yeah. So, super, super helpful, super very specific, especially to the Arizona market. What has changed in the past year in your world?
Yeah, so the market keeps building, right? Like, especially commercial. So we're seeing, and that affects residential. So that's the whole, how it's all tied in together. We're seeing so many different projects. I mean, I've talked to death about this. The TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, that's building a $165 billion facility. $165 billion in North Phoenix. I've talked it to death, but that's just an unfathomable amount of money. And with that, like I said, you'd expect other projects to follow. So we have Amcor investing $2 billion. They just recently got a $500 million loan that they got approved for, that they're going to build a facility to support the TSMC operations. Apple's talking about investing in Arizona. You have a lot of other semiconducting, whether they're facilities or people to support the TSMC operations, are coming into play. And then totally outside of that, just because Arizona is such a growing market, you have things like Mayo Clinic doing a $2 billion expansion in North Phoenix. Sprouts building a $2 billion headquarters. You have people building resort destinations like Vi Resorts. They spent $1 billion building this luxury hotel with entertainment, and I think they have some kind of surf park or something over there. It's just like, the amount of money coming into the area, and this is not like a very wide spread area. It's all kind of concentrated in North Phoenix, Glendale, Peoria. Like it's within driving distance of each other. So the whole area is getting all these commercial influx, and that means you're going to need people to support these operations. You're going to have to pay these people salaries. You're going to need businesses to feed these people, and that just means everything in the area grows together.
And I just got a call from someone on the way over here. She's renting an apartment in Old Town. She just got word today that they're converting everything to condos, and she's got to choose to buy it or move out.
See ya.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff happening right now.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked a bunch about real estate, but you got some other gigs going on too, right?
Yeah. So I'm building a wealth club right now. Scottsdale Heritage Society. We're trying to. Yeah.
Ooh.
You like the name?
Fancy.
Yeah, we're trying to educate and build a network of people that have similar interests and really have higher problems they're trying to solve for, whether it's like asset planning, alternative investments, different ways to spend their money, different ways to save their money, different ways to invest their money. People that all kind of have common problems, and Scottsdale needs a community. It doesn't really exist. Like, I didn't see much with regards to people servicing these kind of people that have problems different than your average Joe. And I'm building that community as well.
That's very cool. And is that what you're going to host here at Empire?
We'll probably host it at Empire. I'm building a couple events right now to partner with different people in the area. We'll bring in some speakers. We'll fly in some speakers that'll talk on different topics that I think might be of value. So we're still building it out right now. So it's still early stages, and I'd like to build a club off of that as well. That's kind of more exclusive than the event itself.
Very cool.
Yeah.
In New York, there were like old-timey clubs, but I don't think they were specifically focused on that, but I think that was part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have like old money Scottsdale.
Yes.
Like this is a very new city.
Well, there
in
is
the grand
some,
scheme of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of new money coming in, but there is definitely some old money, whether it's retiring here or whether I've met some people that have had roots here for a while. And if you've owned land in Scottsdale for, let's say, 100, 150 years, you've probably seen a fair amount of appreciation.
Yeah, it wasn't even Scottsdale 100 years ago.
Yeah, it was probably just, yeah.
It was just empty land.
Empty land.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't even know when it was settled. When people
1951 was when it was incorporated.
It was incorporated.
My great-grandpa moved here in 1960.
Okay, yeah.
And he built homes around Old Town. He built an apartment building in Phoenix.
So you might have some old money in yourself.
No, guess what? When he passed away, just before I was born, he sold everything.
Oh no!
His house in McCormick Ranch sold for I think $120,000 or something.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
His $3 million McCormick Ranch house nowadays.
Auntie Joyce, what were you doing?
That's why you buy and hold. That's why
she was like, it was too much work. I'm going to take care of it.
Yeah.
She lived in Tempe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why real estate can be hard if you're managing it yourself, and that's why we've created what I do.
Exactly.
That's the service we're providing.
Exactly. It is a pain to have like a second house so close. Like, damn, in hindsight, it's like, really?
Yeah.
You guys didn't keep any of that?
None of it?
None of it?
Yeah, real estate definitely holds well. The longer you hold it, the better, right? Like time in the market beats timing the market, they always say. And you can just compound your gains and your returns, and you've seen the market. I think it's, the past, I'm trying to remember exactly what the number was. I think it was 15% over the past 10 years per year, I think has been the average appreciation in the Phoenix area. Which is this, and if you're leveraged, it's unbelievable. Even without leverage, 15% just from appreciation. So then, if you're paying down a mortgage, you're getting some equity. If you're getting tax benefits, if you're getting cash flow, how are you going to get 20% rate of return in the stock market? You have to be one of the greatest, investors over, consistently. We're talking over 10 years. Sure, 1 or 2 or 3 years people can do this, but to get it consistently for 10, 15, 20 years it's a really hard thing to do.
And I have a friend, I don't know if I've told you about Ben, but he runs a hedge fund basically. And they just buy single-family homes all over the country. And they get, I think, 14% IRR for their investors. But the reason he started this whole thing was 2009, middle of the crash, he turned 18 years old. He bought his first house in Tucson while he was going to U of A. And he just was house hacking around Tucson while he was at U of A and then after college, and eventually turned this into a hedge fund. Nice. Where he gets his investors 15% return. Yeah. Actually, I think he's out of town for the rest of the year, but I should hook you up with this guy.
Probably have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what model he's doing, and if maybe he can optimize his operations even more if he looks into what I'm doing. Because if he's just doing traditional rentals, he's leaving a lot of money on the table.
Yeah, actually, I think when we did this last year, I had that in mind, and I think I might have shown him your stuff. But he he knows that stuff better than me, so I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
like hammer it on him.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be happy to have a conversation and
Yeah.
compare notes for sure.
yeah. So their whole thesis is buy under market, find people who actually need to sell.
Okay,
And
so
then
that's where they're getting the
yeah, but then they renovate, and then they either hold it as a long-term rental and sell it in 5 years, or yeah, it just depends on the
they
length of
package it
time
and
for the
maybe
fund.
sell it to another fund or something like a PE.
I think they
company will
sell it
come
on
in.
the market.
Yeah.
A lot of times. But the fund has a set duration, so one fund might be 5 years, one might be 10 years, so
Sure.
it's a 10-year hold for that property, and then
Yeah.
they sell it.
Yeah, it's great. We haven't done the fund structure. We're focusing, instead of trying to take a lot of money from many people, we focus more on a couple clients and taking larger amounts from said clients. I just think personally, honestly, it's just a better quality of life, right? Dealing with thousands of investors, thousands of headaches. You have to communicate with thousands of people. You spend a lot of time with paperwork. I'd like to rather spend my time knowing my investors really well, spending time with them, and also placing my properties myself and with my close team, rather than trying to do it at a larger scale where it becomes a lot more difficult to control the operations.
Yeah.
So we'll never be a 10 or $20 billion fund. It's just not what I want to do. But
Yeah, he's like 150 million or something.
yeah, we can place hundreds of millions of dollars over the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah, and I'll be happy with that. But if I place $500 million in the next 5 to 10 years, I'll be happy, and I'll have a good quality of life, and the homes will perform great, and I'll be able to do it locally. I won't have to go expand to other markets, and yeah, it'll be great. But we can expand to other markets. Then you have to start bringing in partners, right? Because you can only be in one place at one time, or you have to travel a lot.
Yeah, they were focusing on like Louisville, which
Okay.
actually has a lot of crossover with Arizona.
Sure.
Because that's Humana's headquarters, and Humana is here. It's a big employer.
Yep.
So they focused on that for a while in the Southeast, in like Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
But I think they've come back to Phoenix, as some sellers were taking big haircuts. But it's not the whole market yet. It's just, certain sellers. You got to find the deals.
Yeah, I mean, if they're just doing traditional rentals, then they have to get money. They have to make their money at the purchase, right?
Yeah, so they have to
we're
find a
actually
deal.
optimizing how much we're getting. We're changing the asset to be something else, right?
Yeah.
So we can buy at market cost and still do great.
Yeah.
If we buy at a discount like he's buying, then the returns are going to be insane. But
Yeah.
then you have to be more selective. You spend a lot more time shopping for properties.
And
we buy
that's
at a
it.
discount.
Yeah, they
Have people, they're doing marketing, calling homes, looking for deals. and
Exactly.
we don't need deals. We can literally buy property as is off the MLS, and it'll give us great returns to our investor. And we usually buy around 95 cents, 90 cents on the dollar anyway, because we'll write a bunch of offers. And we try to do it at a larger scale and focus more on the.
Because you guys don't renovate either.
No, less than $1,000 rehab on every
Yeah.
property.
So his whole thesis is he goes in and he fixes it up.
Totally
too.
different.
Yeah.
Totally different
Which
model.
is how he learned how to do it, because he was house hacking. He would fix it up while he was living there.
He's adding value, and he might be using leverage too, right? Like he might be taking out a mortgage on these houses as well. We don't need to do that because you're getting all your equity out, right? If you're doing value add, he might not have to keep any money in the house if he has equity in it, right? So he's probably using some kind of leverage. We don't need to do that. So it'd be interesting to have a conversation, compare notes. I think we could both learn something from each other.
Yeah,
Different
for
models,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah. Should he go to your well thing, or is he going to poach your clients?
I am not competitive with anyone. I honestly don't care who shows up as long as they bring value.
Cool.
Because I offer a very different service than everyone else. Like I work a lot of times with short-term rental managers, which they're looking for capital and looking for people to purchase homes or manage their houses. So you could see it as competition, but I know that my product is very different, and I'm confident that if I'm a good fit for someone, they'll come to me, and if I'm not a good fit, they'll go do the short-term rental with someone else. And there's different situations that appeal to either model depending upon what kind of situation your
I like
potential
that.
investor is.
That's how I see it with real estate agents too. Like, yeah, we technically compete, but like, people have their own thing, their own style.
Yeah.
Certain people are going to relate to them more than they relate to me, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, and you can even refer business to each other, right? Like if someone's not, I'm sure there's some clients you probably don't want to take on, maybe location or price point or whatever, and you'll work with someone else or even refer it out. If you got someone in Tucson, are you going to sell someone's house in Tucson?
Is it in Catalina Foothills? If it's in Catalina Foothills, I'll put my sign up in Tucson. I will do that.
Well, what about the other downtown Tucson? You got a $400,000 property.
Yeah, I wouldn't take that.
No, but it'd be good to have a strategic partner so you can help this person out. And who knows, you're building a relationship with the person, helping them out, and maybe they'll send you business when someone else is purchasing in Scottsdale and they don't want to drive out here. That agent,
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see things. It's kind of like give and take, and if you're confident in your product and your service, and you don't have to worry about people stealing it, because the people that are stealing it don't last very long. Their type of personality doesn't go very far in this world, especially in like the more complicated service businesses where reputation and referrals are really important.
I have a comment for that.
Okay.
I'm not saying it on camera, so
okay.
Bear with me.
Okay, let's hear it.
No,
Are you going to say it on camera and he's going to edit it out?
No. Let's see how I can say this. So, way back in the day, I had some beef with some real estate agents over, it was like petty bullshit.
Okay.
And it just escalated, like, one thing leads to another, escalate.
And this was not someone you were working with, just someone that you were
No, someone I
talking
worked
to?
with, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the same brokerage as you?
Yeah, long story short, I didn't get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's also like, you have to learn how to, sometimes there are people who are full of shit, and you just have to, like, learn how to let them be and just walk away and just like not engage.
Building your team is important. Knowing people you can trust, people that will pay you, people that will support you and send you referrals, right? Like, it'll be consensual, not somebody that's just going to, there's people that are going to try to connect with you that you wouldn't want to send a client to because you don't trust them, or
Yeah.
So you gotta build people you trust, and I think that's built over time.
Yeah. And then when you're young and like getting into it, it's tough to find people you trust. I just don't know who's who yet. You don't know the players.
But you get better reading personality. I don't know. Maybe because I played poker for so long. I've
should have played poker.
Yeah, I can tell when people are being dishonest, distrustworthy, or hiding something. Or uncomfortable, or things like that. I can pick up on those a lot more than other people. So maybe, I don't know. And you just learn. It's like playing cards a lot in a casino. You learn. There's a lot of people, a lot of bad actors.
Yeah.
So you got to.
Well, I don't think I learned. I don't think I even knew. Like, maybe I knew. Like, okay, these guys do some things that I don't fully agree with, but I'm always like, okay, my actions are what matters. But no, people around you can cause a lot of problems.
Of course.
And you don't realize it.
Even reputational damage.
Yeah, like other people see you differently because you've associated with these people.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, your circle is really important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah. Well, at least you learned it. I mean, you're still young, so you still get to learn. Use those lessons over a long term.
I don't know if I can say I'm young anymore. 34 years
over
old.
50?
34 years old. I don't know if I can say I'm young.
You're young.
You're
a spring chicken.
Turned 35 this year.
Oh, that's good.
You're what, 36? You're my age, right?
38.
38,
yeah. 38 going on 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being an entrepreneur my whole life definitely will age you.
Yeah. And you're having a kid soon too, right?
Yeah, in December. We're due December 14th.
You know what? You're like right on the right path. Like late 30s, kid.
Well, I got to live my fun at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I did a lot of the entrepreneurial stuff and took a lot of the risk early. So now that I can take less risk and build a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still on the risk mode.
Yeah. Well, you don't have a little baby relying on
I don't have a little baby.
You can take some risk and you'll be all right if things go wrong, or and you can spend the time to make sure they go right. You're not in a rush.
Yeah. Worst nightmare right now would be having a kid with my 1 bedroom plus office, a condo. Like,
people make it work, man. I mean, people share bedrooms, and you can make anything work.
Yeah, but that would just be sad.
It would be fine. The kid would love it, I'm sure.
If you're that's what everyone says.
They don't care.
That's what everyone with kids says. It's like you just figure it out. You don't know what you're doing.
And they don't know any better, right? Like they're not like, oh, I should be living in a 6-bedroom house, like luxury 6-bedroom house instead of this 1-bedroom condo. they have nothing to compare it to. This is their normal, and it's great. And as long as you love them and you support them and you make them feel safe, like that's all that matters.
Oh, dude, you're ready to be a parent.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Parenting
we're
101
ready.
with Mike Devinsky.
Yeah.
This went in a different direction than I was expecting.
Yeah, well, that's a rabbit hole in itself, and there's a lot of different views on parenting, but I don't know if we should get into all that. That'll lead up the whole podcast.
But yeah, super cool to see you taking those steps in your life and still, being as focused as you are in the real estate market and all that. So I love seeing all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, is Julie getting her real estate license? Your wife?
She is. Right now, she passed the school test, and actually tomorrow, on Wednesday, she's taking the state test. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So then she'll be able to actually, we've worked with other agents in the past. Sometimes we just work with wholesalers, and it kind of depends upon what we're looking for. But yeah, she'll be a tool in our pocket if we want to use her to acquire some homes. She knows the properties because, I've been talking about nonstop for years. So, and she's seen the homes, and, she knows the model better than anyone else.
Julie is so nice and just genuine, and every time I talk to her, I'm just like, why are you so cheerful? And you guys have no toxic vibes at all whatsoever, even though she did get you in the dunk tank the other day.
She did dunk me. I was surprised. I'm still got the water in my ear, actually. I've been trying. It's been 2 days.
Still?
I'm still trying to get it out.
So I was on the swim team in high school, and I used to swim just to, stay in shape. Mm-hmm. Tried to go back and do it as an adult, and that happens, and I'm like, I'm never swimming again. Never again.
Do I got to worry about infection, or is this going to just come out naturally at some point?
I actually don't know, but the last time I went swimming, same thing happened to me. It was days, and I'm like, never again.
Okay. So hopefully it'll clear itself naturally.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So what else you got for us?
What else I got? I just played the Arizona State Poker Championship recently.
Do you play with Steve Jones at all?
Yeah, he was there. He's actually going to be doing a charity event in the upcoming months, right in Museum of the West, right over there. Yeah, I have a friend that is hosting kind of a celebrity poker night, and he's one of the people that's going to be, I don't know if I can say that. Maybe keep it off. Or we'll put this on in a couple months.
This will be on in a couple months, yeah.
The event's coming up. I didn't know if it was a surprise.
Just take that out.
Yeah, I play with
Steve. Take the couple months out.
I play with Steve Jones. Play with a lot of interesting people. They had Sugar Sean come through. He's a famous MMA fighter, I guess. He won his division, and somebody told me he's maybe top 10 in the world. He was playing the poker tournament. We have some semi-celebrities that come through, and they do it once a year, and it got 4,000 people, so it was fun.
I want to play poker with you one day.
Okay.
I want to see that serial killer. I can read you, Mike Devinsky.
So I'm trying to get Empire to organize a poker night.
I'm down.
The key is, though, you can't play poker for free. And I know this probably sounds like I'm just trying to hustle you, but if you play poker for free, you don't get anxious when you bluff.
Yeah.
So, if these are free, if we're playing, for pet hairs or whatever,
Actually, I think I asked them about this, too. It's they can't gamble here. So, yeah, that was a problem.
I think they can gamble, they can't take a rake.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't run a casino, but think of grandmas playing poker in the kitchen, exchanging a couple bucks. Totally legal. But if grandma
illegal or
running
legal?
Legal. But grandma running the game, if she's taking 10% out of every pot, then she's running a casino.
Yeah.
And that's not legal. So
maybe it's just
I'm not a lawyer, so this is not legal advice. But that's as far as I understood it. I've been told it in the past.
Yeah, we're all going to prison after this. So
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, a poker game would be fun. I like to educate people and show how you can read people. I think it's very helpful in the real world because when people are in high stress situations or have something to lose, you have certain tells when things aren't genuine. Mm-hmm. And you can use it in the real world. I could tell when people are anxious or lying or holding back or something as simple as not making heavy eye contact with you. Someone during normal conversation, you got to find their baseline. So that's actually the key to it. because everyone's a little bit different. So
Yeah.
that's why there's not like a one-size-fits-all tell for everyone.
Right, right.
Everyone's different. So you got to find kind of where their baseline is. Like, let's say we're talking. I give you a certain amount of eye contact normally, right? But then we start
Look in
talking
my eyes.
about, yeah.
Please look into my eyes.
We start talking about a different subject, and you see me looking at the floor, avoiding eye contact, looking around, not as much, darting away when I look at you. I'm like uncomfortable. Something's going on. Like, I'm not telling you the full truth. Maybe I'm lying. There could be something going on. And picking up on things like this can save you a ton of money, ton of headache, ton of even relationships. You can pick up on that stuff, and you can delve a little bit deeper and see. You can ask them more questions about it and see if they get even more uncomfortable. And you could, depending upon what the situation is this like a business relationship, or is this more like a friendship? Maybe if it's a friendship, maybe you don't want to push so hard. Maybe they're going through something hard that they don't want to share, or they're not ready to share. But in a business relationship, if it's something relevant to the deal or the business, you should be aware. Everything should be disclosed.
100% agreed. I've learned just over time, like, how to be so descriptive with certain things, and just say things that maybe you shouldn't even need to say, but you just say it just to say it, just to make sure everything's out there.
Yep.
And that's what makes people trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overly disclosed, and overly transparent.
Yeah. What's it called? Not overpromise, underdeliver, or underpromise, overdeliver.
Yeah, there's like a over.
It's another one. It's
I know what you're
over communicate or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that is really the difference between me, an agent I'm working with on a deal right now. She just doesn't communicate, and just people don't trust her.
A lot of people are part-time agents too. That's the other thing.
Is a part-time agent, and this is why there's business for the taking here. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
But I see the part-time agents and the people who,
the effort they're putting in, and it's
not even the effort,
the lack of.
Yeah, it's just the lack of knowledge, the lack of having done this, the lack of having
experience.
Having needed to do this to have an income.
Yeah, people don't realize, talking a little bit about your business, and something I've learned, because I've learned a decent amount about your business, that people sometimes see agents as a commodity, right? Like that, an agent's just going to sell your house. They're all going to kind of more or less perform the same service. But I think it's totally wrong. Like, the amount of value you're getting from a world-class agent, and it could be in just a part-time agent. It could be the difference between your house being sold at all. It could be a difference between how much you get for your house. You can get 10, 20% more for your house. There's different, someone could completely misprice your house, totally below market, and it could sell. And they could have left money on the table. Or
they just don't get it done at all, and then you've wasted 6 months of your life.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what tends to usually happen.
And it gets harder to sell. The longer it stays on market, people assume something's wrong with it. You had this house on market for 6 months, you're like, okay, is there something hidden? Do I need to do a full inspection? Is there something deadly wrong with this house that people aren't purchasing it? And it becomes harder and harder to make it move. So those first couple months are really key. I mean, I'm talking your shop.
You're 100% right. It's changed a bit. Like right now, the market.
It's expected, the standard.
Yeah.
Because the properties aren't. But something being on, for 4 months versus a year and a half. I don't know. I think that could be a little different.
The psychological, what's wrong with it? That never goes away.
Yeah.
And right now, I've had to explain to people, a lot of stuff just aren't that many buyers out there.
Many buyers, yeah.
So stuff is sitting longer.
Yeah. So you have to educate them on there's nothing wrong with this house just because it was on the market for 4 or 5 months.
Yes.
All the average price, I mean, that's probably the best, pull up the average, the average time on market. And
about 90 days right now.
Okay. Yeah. That's way higher than it was, 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy, and going back to agents being a commodity, this guy was on my email list. I sold a bunch of stuff in the building. So he knows who I am, but he's a friend for his agent. And the friend is so bad at communicating that these buyers went directly to her, wanted to buy it, wanted to overpay for it.
Wow. Sounds like a slam dunk.
And they didn't trust her. So they called me because they saw I sold it in that building before.
She wasn't communicating.
So now
she was being non-responsive and
Yeah,
stuff?
now I'm their buyer's agent, and who knows if they end up buying this one.
Okay.
she doesn't communicate with me either. So
Okay.
who knows if we get a deal for that.
Yeah, they can ruin a deal, right? Like, especially, and you want to move quickly too. People get excited, and other opportunities may present themselves to your potential buyers, or you never know what could happen, right? Market could change, right? Fed could start lowering rates right away, and then maybe they don't want to, maybe they don't want to buy your property anymore. Or maybe, they want to buy something more expensive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of,
Yeah, owning real estate and like it's actually kind of like blows my mind because in New York, in the city at least, agents never really transitioned out of selling. Maybe they're going to new development or something, but like if you're an agent, like the goal would be to be an agent. Whereas out here, it's more about owning homes and investing and doing that. And a lot of times, being an agent is just a stepping stone to that for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I had this like mentality, like, oh, I'm building my business as an agent, but out here, a lot of people do more what you do.
They do or some people do part-time agent, right? And they just like to monetize their network, right? They know so many people, they've lived here for 20 years. They're just like, if I get the agents, it'll be another, 60, 100K in income,
And those are the agents I'm coming for.
Yeah, because they do a bad job. They're not taking it serious. They're just looking to collect a paycheck, while they do the other things. They manage their rentals, or they, I don't know, take care of their family or whatever. They're doing it part-time. They're spending, 5 hours a week trying to be an agent or something like that, 10 hours a week maybe at most, right? Like these people are not putting in a ton of time and work and don't even know the market. Like I've bought houses from people before that just, they priced it completely like below market, right? And I don't think they knew that going in. Just they relied on their agent. Their agent didn't know how to underwrite the property, and we got many deals in those kind of cases.
Can I find those people? I usually have the opposite problem. They want to price it way too high.
Yeah, it can go either way. It depends upon what kind of agent and what kind of neighborhood and how familiar they are with the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've definitely had that happen before for sure.
Nice.
But those houses move quick, right?
Yeah, they do.
That you have to generally have a personal relationship with someone like that, because a lot of times they'll go to their network and investors and people like that and offer the house, and then it's gone.
Well, Mike, you got anything else for us today?
What else is going on? What else is going on? I'm going to Lake of the Ozarks for Labor Day weekend. Looking forward to that. Never been there before, but
You're not around this weekend?
I will not be around. I'm leaving Friday, and I'll essentially be gone for about a week and a half. I have the Lake of the Ozarks thing. I have a wedding coming up, so going to be gone for a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Getting in the last travels before the child is born. So finishing all that up now.
That's super cool, man. I'm so excited for you and everything you have coming to Scottsdale and also your personal life.
Yeah.
So I love seeing it. I hope we do
for
this.
your watch event.
Yeah, no, we got the watch event too,
Yeah,
October
that's gonna
10th,
be cool.
by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to monetize this. I don't think I am for the first one.
You just meet interesting people. You're just building your network.
Exactly.
That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's totally worth it.
So if you like nice watches, come hang out with me.
Yeah, reach out
and
to
Mike.
Nick.
Actually, it's probably going to be over by the time you guys see this, but
Oh yeah.
well,
That's
maybe
right.
we'll do another one.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do more if it's successful or some other interesting event. Yeah.
And then the Wealth Club with this guy, Mike Devinsky.
Yeah, the Scottsdale Heritage Society.
Scottsdale Heritage Society, everybody.
There it is, SSH.
Thanks for watching.